The Prioress's Tale.
Harold's Miraculous Journey.
There once was a young Christian boy, Harold, who lived in a quiet little neighborhood on the outskirts of town. Each and every day he would proudly sing "Jesus Loves Me" on the bus ride to and from school. He was a vivacious young child, and he sung with a passion matched only by the world's greatest eccentrics. A number of Jewish children from the nearby cluster of Jewish households also rode on the bus. The Jewish children held contempt in their hearts for this obnoxious, oblivious Christian child, for his raucous singing stung their ears and insulted their religion. As each day passed, the contempt grew and grew until they could hardly restrain their fury. One of the bolder Jewish children promptly told Harold to shut his foul Christian mouth. Harold was somewhat taken aback at this insult to his Christian pride. However, he persisted in his zealous display of affection for Jesus. This only infuriated the Jewish children further, and one could almost see the steam pouring from their glowing red ears, burning like the embers of a blacksmith's furnace. As difficult as it may have been, they held their anger in check, while each verse seared through the last bits of their already dwindling patience until they nearly snapped. They needed a plan.
Each morning, the Christian boy took the same path to the bus stop, walking along nonchalantly through the streets of Rotterdam. This would be the perfect opportunity to ambush the unsuspecting Harold. What pain they could bring to the poor child! Their minds wandered, as they pondered, all imaginable forms of revenge. After a few moments of scheming, the bullies had devised the perfect plan. Their eyes met. They knew what needed to be done. The only way to release the fury within them was to end Harold's ruthless singing. What better way, they thought, than by duct-taping his mouth shut when he dares to pass through their neighborhood with an obnoxiously loud Christian song on his lips. The faint melody of Harold's song drifted through the stale air of Rotterdam streets. The bullies knew it was only a matter of time before he passed them by, so they huddled in a bush. As they imagined the impending ambush, their hearts beat faster than a hummingbird's wings, and silently they waited for their victim to approach. Like a tiger stalking its prey, they pounced from the bushes. Each of them grabbed a limb and pinned him to the ground. The duct tape flashed as they slapped it into place across his mouth and roughly bound his hands with a knotted rope. Harold's desperate cries were silenced by the gleaming white band that stripped him of breath. Scattering like children off to recess, the Jewish vagrants fled the scene.
Impervious and proud, Harold rose from the earth and miraculously burst into song, even though his lips could not be moved. He sang as he had never sung before, each syllable thundering across the land. Startled birds were swept from their perches as if from a violent hurricane-like gust. Harold continued on his way to the bus stop, unrelenting in his singing. People were drawn out of their houses, curious to see what miracle they would behold. Their eyes widened, wondering how this curious little boy could belt his tune while still bound and gagged. As he weakly limped onto his school bus, covered in scratches and bruises, the bus driver asked,
"Dude, what happened to you?"
Embracing his opportunity for revenge, he hesitantly mumbled in return,
"Dude, it was the Jews, man!"
Wasting no time, the bus driver untied the poor boy and freed his glorious mouth. The distraught bus driver brought the rope over to the Jewish children in the back of the bus. He bound the children tightly together and drove down to the school where the principal would be waiting. Upon their arrival, the principal sentenced each of them to expulsion, and Harold could continue enlightening all with his magnificent singing. All distractions had been taken care of.
The end.